Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. And as we go ahead and talk today, honestly, I don't really know where to begin. I guess the first place I want to begin is by thanking everybody that was so wonderful and supportive during Logan's little escapade. He actually just had his stitches out now, so all I want to do is bubble wrap him so that he can't injure himself again. But many of you that are parents out there know exactly what I'm talking about. So as we look at this weekend's video, I honestly, in many ways, don't know where to start. We talked here right away from the beginning of the year, and I should actually even say here, this is probably going to be an extended video because I just kind of want to pull a lot of pieces together, and hopefully it'll teach you a little bit more about how we look for these things in that too. So we're going to be a little probably all over the place, covered a lot of different things, but that's okay. And so, we've seen a lot of volatility. We've seen the things, of course, everybody's talking about GME and stuff like that. That's just a flash in the pan compared to all the opportunities that there are throughout the year. But, you recall we kicked off this year telling you about the exciting opportunities and that. And so what I want to do today is, in this video, we're gonna stay away from all that get rich quick BS and hype. I'll leave that to what I call the scumbag internet marketers, the Sims, with all that get rich quick stuff. And I just really want to kind of focus to the heart of the matter of that actual analysis, and how we look for these things, how we find them, how we showed you these ideas in advance, how they kind of percolated through, and kind of bring that whole life cycle together. I like to do this throughout the year, and many of you that have been with me for years have seen these videos occasionally, because it's the only real way I know to build value, trust, and relationship like I've had with so many of you over the last several years. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kind of kick off here and bring you up, of course, for current market conditions, and what's happening there, and then pull through a little mini training here with you as well. So it will be an extended video, as I mentioned. With that being said, first things first with SPY. That I've really, for our SPY options traders and people focusing so much on the individual ETF there, I really feel like this just isn't the place to focus. As we've talked about, because of the negative divergences multiple times that we've had, what happens is we'll sit there, we'll make higher highs in price, and then all of a sudden we'll have these abrupt pullbacks, shake the tree, and then all of a sudden we'll have a gap up, sit there for several days. Then we might even gap down the opposite way, only to gap up again. Then we kind of have a couple of days rally, and then it sits there for several days. Just kind of erratic behavior from my perspective. And so rather than focusing on that, what I was telling you all this time through all of January and right up till today is looking at the bigger picture of what's happening with the SPY as a whole. Great, it's in an uptrend. It even held, only had a 1-bar close down below key channel support. And so I'm like, okay, well, if it closes 2, then ding dong, the witch may be dead. But what happened was it immediately recovered with a reverse inventory retracement bar, then had another reverse inventory retracement bar. Then it had a doji star, which is basically makes it both an IRB and a reverse IRB. And so you had a lot of bullishness here off of that key support. So all this time, as you know, the story has been I've been focusing on long side trades only. So that's the first thing I want to remind everybody, why I was focused on long side trades only. Not to mention, if you take a look at Wealth Finder inside of Wealth Charts, and Wealth Charts is the only place that has pulled all these incredible algorithms and tools together and mixed in some of my life's work into the algorithms there as well. So it's the only place on the planet that has those powerful tools. Now, I just actually, to that point, there won't be an offer to get access to Wealth Charts or my live trading room or my ITP indicators, any of that. There won't be any offer to get anything this weekend. This is strictly an educational video, but I'm obviously going to reference the key tools that are important in my life. So with that that being said, you'll notice even now there's a lot more buy side signals than there is the short side here. Now, this is the daily NASDAQ 100, but that's one I focus on quite a bit, as you guys know, whether it's an intraday basis or a swing trading basis. So, with that being said, what we've done, let's kind of bring this, through kind of a timeline. At the beginning of the year here, so roughly 6 weeks or so ago, you recall I did the first kickoff video of the year, and that was right over here. And with that video, we talked in that video, and go back and watch it because I keep the videos up there. At some point, I got to pull down all those videos. It's just like years worth of videos there, but which is great because then you can see, geez, the guy said this in advance and look what happened. He said this in advance and this is what happened. So it's kind of neat for you guys to see it, because most of the scumbag internet marketers, they backtrack on one thing that worked one time and made them gazillions of dollars, and then that's what the hypey message is. That's what the scumbag internet marketers do, the Sims as I call them. And so what I want you guys to do, though, is we're going to get to the real world of active trading, active investing, and that. And so what we did was we talked in that video, and we'd mentioned at that time. You could see, ASML, NXPI, NetEase, right? And so I'd kind of walked through that analysis there and talked about why we were looking at those things. Now, so with that being said, let's go back and take a look where you'll see even now ASML still continues to be on the monthly charts, is on the weekly charts, and here if we flip over to the next page here, you can see is up here on the daily charts as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at ASML. So ASML, I talked to you guys about it way back over here on January 5th. So that was right over here on this day, right there. And then you'll see we had a classic inventory retracement bar, reverse inventory retracement bar. For all of you that are fortunate enough to have kind of a culmination of my life's work called the ITP indicators, you'll notice here that we went ahead and also had dual momentums. We had the acceleration alerts and rapid trade identifiers. We had throttling version B, and so we had a lot of great things taking off. And then, of course, you're looking for those fresh entry and re-entry signals, of which there were many. And then we told you after a pullback, right, we expect, with the Stokes, we expect a higher high, which we also went ahead then and got. So you can see, as of right now, it's off to these incredible highs. And so just kind of following that whole process through, everything we kind of talked about in advance happened. If you guys were at the Wealth 365 Summit in January, you'll know that we were also talking about ASML at that time, and look at the opportunities that presented themselves from there. But we started with this way back over here. Now, then NXPI. So NXPI was the other one that we mentioned in that video. And again, that was back right over here on the 5th. And you see where it is at this time. So it too has had a nice run. Went ahead, held that long-term support, kind of like the SPY, and then went ahead and took off to higher highs there. Same thing. NetEase, that was kind of the last one that we had on the video there at that time. You'll see, that was mentioned, and you'll notice that what happened. Whoops, let me move that around for you, gang. You'll notice what happened was that with NetEase, we had throttling. Now, what does throttling mean? That was throttling version A. That means after a pullback, we're looking for a great re-entry and a higher high. And if we get that with fresh throttling, well, then after a pullback, that would make a good opportunity. We expect a higher high, right? And look at where we are now. At that time, if we take a look at NetEase, we can see it here. It was sitting there at about $101. Right? And so now as we look at it today, you'll notice that it's up here in the 132 areas. So roughly a $30 move. Nothing to sneeze at from a percentage basis there or a dollar basis. From that point, you'll also see where we then had classic inventory retracement bars, reverse inventory retracement bars, reverse inventory retracement bars, reverse inventory retracement bars, classic, reverse, classic, reverse, classic, classic. Here was classic. Multiple stochastic spikes, the throttlings, which led to the higher highs, a lot of these different tools and strategies that I teach you. Obviously, it goes without saying, the ITP indicators, were part of that, the throttling version A, the acceleration alerts rapid trade identifier with the dual momentums, and then the pullback. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So these things were all kind of coming together, right? So things I've taught you over the years that you can add on top of my best tools. So these were found once again by WealthFinder. They were then validated and verified by ITP scanners and the tools here. Okay, now then as we go ahead and move forward from there, and by the way, don't forget, once you have these types of things, if you have wealth charts, you can also then track your portfolio. So you set your portfolio up, you can set up an intraday custom time frame, and then you've got your swing trading and your position and long-term investment analysis there as well. So for any of you that have something you want to add into your portfolio, you have that capability up over here. And then if you're looking for new opportunities, you've got like Algo Hunter, Wealth Charts Research Team, and Expert Insights. And let's actually take a moment to talk about those. So Algo Hunter, if you go and look at the video that I talked about even just a few days ago, like back here on February 5th or February 9th, excuse me. And I encourage you to take a look at all the videos there so you can see these progressions. But we talked about Algo Hunter, and we talked about Workday, amongst others, going ahead and showing up in there. So Algo Hunter is a combination of many of the best algorithms that I've found out there, and mixes them together. And right now the max score you can get is 800. So that's a pretty darn good score, to say the least, right? And as we're building some incredible, powerful additional tools that analyzes different situations in the market, different analyst projections, corporate projections, a lot of different things that are just kind of pulled into all these different tools that help you identify these things. And so what happens is Algo Hunter, as I had mentioned the other day, and as still is the case there, Algo Hunter was showing like Workday. So as you go over here and take a look at Workday, what do you have here with Workday? First of all, you had an initial pushback over here, and that had all the fixings of the classic ITP work, in fact, throttling. What does that mean? After a pullback, you expect to take off and push back up again, and make a higher high, and it's now done that. And since Workday showed up on the scan the other day, it went ahead and now has continued to push up here, as you can see. So Algo Hunter is a great way to go ahead and find these tools as well. So people ask me, how are you finding the opportunities the fastest these days? It's WealthFinder, Algo Hunter. And then from there, I look at the ITP scanner, and the IRB scanner is really powerful too. In fact, if you went and watched the video back from the beginning of the year, we went ahead and actually had highlighted the IRB scanner, which is something that our annual members actually inside Wealth Charts have access to. You'll see that right here. So I'd showed you, some of these how they're firing off daily scans, momentum shift breakouts, and then weekly. And that's something that anybody who's an annual member, which is most of our members in Wealth Charts, go ahead and get access to. So we are showing a lot of different neat things. There's the IRB scanner, there's the ITP scanner, and so bringing all these things together is really a phenomenal way to find trading opportunities. Okay, and now let's go ahead and bring this full circle with the class that I did about a week and a half ago, where I did a Wednesday and a Saturday multi-hour class for you, kind of bringing a lot of these different things together. And you recall that as we were talking about tools like the ITP, I had specifically also mentioned like PayPal. And so the thing about PayPal is a couple of fold. First of all, you can see PayPal back over here was having the traditional ITP things where throttling, and after throttling, you expect higher highs. And then we got more throttling in the process of doing that. So after a pullback, we expect a higher high. And then if that happens with the negative divergence, then we expect a deeper correction. And then what happened was it reset itself over here. And then that's where I most recently had mentioned it during the classes that we were doing with the ITP. And I had shown how Wealthfinder had been putting out the opportunities and on the different time frames. Let me go and show you here on the monthly. So there's the monthly, there's the weekly, there's the daily here. And so it was putting out these opportunities. So I pointed it out there. I showed you what was happening with PayPal. You can see it continues to go ahead and be very bullish in the backdrop. But this was now a culmination of a couple of things. First of all, if you look in the backdrop here, you'll notice lots of that work that I teach you guys with like reverse inventory retracement bars, right? Reverse inventory retracement bars, reverse inventory retracement bars, classic inventory retracement bars, all of the ITP different strategies that we talked about, and so this is all that work coming together. And I mentioned it again and showed it specifically during the ITP training I did, that multi-hour class. Well, look what happened since then. Well, so remember, first it starts with things like Wealthfinder. Then I'm looking for the ITP to go ahead and fire it off in the time frame that I'm looking at it. And what was also nice is too, in addition to this, you recall one of the things I was showing you was that with Options Hunter that you guys have access to inside of Wealth Charts. So at this time, that's still currently part of that. Eventually, it'll be separated for future users, but currently people that got it have Options Hunter. And so what's happening is in addition to taking a look at all the different types of ideas that you can find in Options Hunter, each day, lots of different tools and scans that you can go ahead and use to find some of the hottest ideas, and then I rank them by some of the algorithms we have in there. So you'll see the highest ones up there, and then the lower ones. So this way I can find the unusual options activity and combine it. Well, what you'll notice is you recall that for all of you that came to that special class I did around that February 4th, February 5th time frame, we were going ahead and identifying there was a lot of unusual options activity, trades at the offers, above the offers, a lot of bullish trades there. And it wasn't just showing up in PayPal, it was also going ahead and showing up in Square. In fact, it was actually brought up by our Wealth Charts research team, something you guys pay thousands of dollars for at other companies to go ahead and get access to these unusual options ideas, and our team identified that for you back then as well. So here you had trades that were being done above the ask in Square, and in fact you can even see here's what this was, the actual one mentioned back on that date. It was February 4th at 9:04 a.m. there, and trades above the ask, and the TRP and ITP indicators were doing great things. So here you had Square mentioned by our team. I mentioned PayPal. So you're seeing a culmination here of this unusual activity taking place, and we were focusing on it and mentioning it as I showed you there in the Wealth Charts research team. And so this is super incredible information when you tie it then. And so what you do is you put that on the screen, you take a look, wow, okay, and look what's happening. You're getting ITP tools, you're getting scans, you're getting a Wealthfinder identifying these things, you're getting dual momentums, you're getting trigger throttling version B. There's version A and version B. For those of you that came to the classes, you're getting reverse inventory retracement bars. You're getting momentum shift with trends. All these wonderful things, and look what's continued to happen since that time. So again, what's happening here is really what we're trying to do with this video is show you all these different ways, the things I've taught you over the years, how we've systematized a lot of this, built a lot of these things into these powerful algorithms and these powerful tools, and then how I talk about them in advance in these training classes, these nightly videos like I'm doing here, and then we see what happens with them, afterwards. So this year has so many incredible opportunities. This whole thing about GME, that was wonderful and everything, but that was a flash in the pan compared to all the opportunities that there's going to be the rest of this year. I don't have anything to sell you tonight. I'm not going to go and make any offers for anything. This is really about taking care of all my existing student family members and those of you that have been following me here over the years, trying to continue to bring all these different things together so you can see how I'm pulling them together in a very quick, easy way. That's what Wealth Charts is in the first place. And then taking that culmination of my life's work and bringing it together in like the ITP within Wealth Charts and that. So a lot of great stuff there, and I'm looking forward to having a great year with you here. Be careful because of things like GME and that right now. There's a lot of dirtbags, a lot of scumbag internet marketers, coming out to take advantage of stuff like that as everybody's getting into the space. So please slow your roll, take it easy, don't be too quick to if they're making all these hypey claims and showing you this one thing that happened one time before. That's why I like to always talk about things in advance and then show them afterwards, in advance, afterwards, in advance, afterwards, because that has that credibility for us. So, let's just make it a great year together. And again, thanks for all of you that supported us during the crazy time with Logan. Thanks for being the world's greatest students and student family members. And can't wait to go ahead and see you at upcoming events whenever we may have them, Wealth 365 events, and looking forward to a great year as we add a whole bunch of new features into Wealth Charts here, kind of like we just did some big updates actually this weekend here to improve Wealth Options Hunter. So a lot of neat stuff going on, gang, and I'm looking forward to having you guys grow with us throughout the year. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.